John Rothstein, my GOAT, is making his rounds across the country, his preseason trips to just televise what is going on with a lot of the best programs in college basketball before the season begins. He's at practice, he's live tweeting, he's giving starting lineup projections, all of it. Anyways, he was at UCLA this week. One of the first schools he has gone to is the Bruins. And as he watched Mick Cronin's program, he shared a lot of thoughts throughout the day, as he always does. He was gassing up Donovan Dent, said that both Tyler Bilodeau and Eric Daly have reshaped their bodies. They're ready for this season. And he singled out Xavier Booker. I'm going to read a tweet from John Rothstein about Xavier Booker. Go to Rothstein's Twitter to see all of his thoughts on UCLA. But this is what he said. He said, quote, "Fascinating to watch Xavier Booker operate as a five-man instead of a four. Playing in more space, still learning the position, but you can see the offensive potential and talent. 8 to 10 points and 4 to 5 rebounds in 20 to 25 minutes feels well within reason for Xavier Booker this season." A few minutes after that, Rothstein tweeted out his UCLA starting lineup projection. That projection was Donovan Dent, Sky Clark, Eric Daly at the 3, Tyler Bilodeau at the 4, Xavier Booker as the starting center for the UCLA Bruins. Does any of this seem crazy or off track to you, Dion?
How much? Well, actually, 8 to 10 points. Okay. Wait, how much? 8 to 10 points, 4 to 5 rebounds, 20 to 25 minutes. Yeah, none of that seems crazy to me. I think I said it while he was at Michigan State, and Michigan State fans said I was crazy. And you know what? Like, I probably was crazy for thinking this while he was at Michigan State. I always felt like Xavier Booker's path to being who Xavier Booker wants to be was by playing center. And if he played power forward, he was never going to be the player he wanted to be because it takes away from everything else the rest of the team's trying to do. And it's a little selfish. And at the center role, it's also what he wants, but it also makes the team better. If he put the weight on to play center, to handle playing down low like that, I do think he'll strive in that role. I think it makes any team in the country a little dangerous having a guy with some of his natural abilities to put the ball on the ground, pass, so on and so forth at the five spot. But a lot of that comes down to what he's done this offseason. I don't think it's crazy, but I do think we have to see it.
Yeah. Fascinating to watch is a good way to term it. And I think Carter quote tweeted this and said it will be fascinating for show. No one more tuned into the Xavier Booker progression than Carter and all of Michigan State fans, if you go by Rothstein's quote tweets here. I want to read something from Graham Couch, friend of the program. We love Graham Couch. Couch in the Rube is his show. I got to go on that at the end of last season, and just think Graham Couch does a phenomenal job covering Michigan State basketball. But he had some poignant thoughts here about Rothstein's tweet on Xavier Booker. He said, quote, "Booker had plenty of moments as a five at MSU. You could see the potential, just wasn't aggressive enough consistently in the paint as a rebounder or on post-ups to do the job game to game. But we saw it in Spain. We saw it in Maui. He could be tantalizingly good in certain matchups." This video is brought to you by NBA 2K Labs, or maybe college football labs, because the people behind 2K Labs have just built something awesome. CFBLabs.com has everything you need to play college football 26 even better. Cart, you've been playing the game, right?
I have been, but I'm behind the eight ball, Gregory. There's a lot of people out there who got a little bit of edge on me, but the good folks over at 2K Labs got me covered. They got the playbooks I need, the plays, the head-to-head coaches, knowing some teams. Obviously, way too many college football teams. I need the inside edge here, and they got all different types of things to help me get that edge.
Yeah, I jumped in and started playing Road to Glory over the weekend, and I ended up like a two-star recruit that did not get one snap in season one because I chose the wrong school with the wrong roster that was way too loaded. Had I known that CFBLabs.com exists, I would have made a much more wise decision in my Road to Glory mode. They've got teams, playbooks, coaches, team comparison tools. You can literally see every single play in the game, every player in the game, their rating, what they're good at, all in one consolidated place online to help you make the right choices and win more games in college football 26. CFBLabs.com. Go check it out. It's 100% spot on. Like, I want to be extremely clear. I feel like some of the conjecture of what Rothstein's laying out about a Xavier Booker breakout or step forward seems to imply that, like, Michigan State didn't play him at center. They did. They tried it. It didn't work because Xavier Booker didn't give them little things that Carson Cooper could give them. That's on Xavier Booker. That's not on Tom Izzo, Michigan State. And trust me, I'm looking for any way I can pile on Tom Izzo whenever possible. This is not one of them. He did not misuse Xavier Booker. Xavier Booker had a motor that came and went. He was one of the more inconsistent players ever. He has zero physicality to him. And you almost just can't play him at the five in a league like the Big Ten because he's going to get beat up by physical 7-foot centers that actually want to play in the paint and have skill down low. Xavier Booker is a shooter. That's it. He's rail thin, and maybe UCLA will reshape his body. But I think this is why people were so skeptical when he chose UCLA, because we saw a Mara, who I think is significantly more well suited to play the five than Xavier Booker, basically be thrown out of the rotation from Mick Cronin at times because he was too frustrating. And Adai Mara is way more comfortable blocking shots. He's more comfortable in the paint than Xavier Booker is. So, like, to hear Rothstein, even in a tweet that's praising a potential breakout, say, well, he's still learning the position. Let me translate that for you. It's not here. It doesn't click for him what he has to do. That's always been the issue. He can't play hard on a play-by-play basis. He doesn't have the stamina, the motor, the in-between the ears stuff you need to be a starting center. And if Mick Cronin unlocks that, more power to him. We'll all applaud him for it because the talent is there. But Mick Cronin is probably the last coach on earth that personality-wise I would bet on to unlock something in Xavier Booker, you know?
I definitely agree with that. The only reason I think it'll be interesting and it may work is I think Xavier Booker can unlock it within Xavier Booker if he wanted to. And maybe he just needs the opportunity, right? Like maybe because he was a McDonald's All-American one and done guy. Like the natural talent is there to where like in theory, Cronin won't have to bring it out of him. Book can bring it out of himself. But I also want to point this out to Michigan State fans. Xavier is the only Booker that went to Michigan State. No matter what Devin does with his shoes and coming on campus and stuff, this is y'all's Booker. It's the only Booker y'all got. But Book can bring it out of himself. I don't think Cronin necessarily has to. But if Book can't bring it out of himself, this will not work. He'll be right back in the transfer portal 8 months from now.
Yeah, the hard part with that is like maybe he just needed an opportunity. He was Michigan State's starter last year to start the year. He started in Spain. He started the first game of the season, and very quickly everyone was like, this isn't working. And it wasn't a misread. Like they went on to have an incredible season, right? So again, he's had plenty of opportunities in my mind. He just hasn't delivered on them. And the one thing I will say, maybe from a UCLA perspective, it's going to be good for them because if it doesn't go well, you can slide Billet out to the five, play Eric Daly at the four, and I don't think anyone even notices. It's kind of what you did last year. When there were frustrations with Mara, you go small and UCLA is still a good team. But it's just hard for me to buy like the new look version of UCLA is going to be one that plays big through Xavier Booker. I strongly believe it's going to go the way Adai career went. But we'll see. We'll see if we're wrong. Rothstein seems to believe that there's a new look Xavier Booker coming to Hollywood next season.